Welcome back to Media Day. This is Mike Quinlan, and this is a little unusual. We were used to holding mics and talking to each other, but it's up in the booth. But our new fresh Soph coach, head fresh Soph coach, Stephen Gracie, what's your first impressions?
It's been a very quick learning curve, that's for sure, but it's a lot of fun. Coach Peterson came, asked me last fall after the season, hey, you ever thought of coaching? I was thinking he would just kind of roll me in as, an assistant somewhere, and no, he wanted me to run the whole kit and caboodle down here at the fresh Soph level. So it's been fun, though, trying to learn things and get to know these kids and figure out the best way to work with them and get them to understand and grow the game a little bit.
Well, and I mean, you've had a unique experience in that you played under offensive coordinator Larry Rummels. You obviously have watched JT with his offense and then with Hirsch with his offense. So you've had three really good offensive coordinators. How's it coming to you?
Again, I talked with Matt earlier this week. A lot of it's all very similar. It's just kind of adapting to the personnel that you have or some of the philosophies. But it still really boils down to you got to get your line to block their assignments. You got to get the running backs and receivers to do the right routes, read the right holes, and just find those little things that make a big difference. And from there, whether it's Lurch or JT or John or myself, we're calling a play, but it's still a very similar philosophy overall.
All right. And what's your first impressions of this fresh Soph squad? You've gotten to work with them here now for 2 to 3 weeks. How's the chemistry come along with them?
It's coming along pretty well. We've got some pretty good athletes. Obviously, Connor Rios did a lot at quarterback last year as a freshman. He's splitting reps with Nolan Staker at quarterback, who's a phenomenal athlete coming in as a freshman. And then just a lot of good bodies. I think it's just kind of finding where are we going to be best served to have guys on the field, because we've got multiple players that can play multiple positions, and so just finding who's our best 11 and get them out there and be able to maximize the potential that we have.
And, one thing that, Fresh Off has always had to deal with over the years is every now and then you'll lose a guy up to varsity that they'll need a position player, and so you got to readjust your alignment. And so, therefore, guys got to know multiple positions because it can happen anytime.
Oh, definitely. That's one of the main goals is we're preparing these guys for the varsity game, and that could be in 2 years if they're a freshman when they become juniors. It could be in 2 weeks if there's an injury and they need somebody up there. So just trying to get them to understand how they fit into the entire scheme. And, yeah, there are times that, maybe you've been working at this position, but somebody gets called up, we need you to slide over. So understand how that's different and be able to make that adjustment on the fly.
And, to support the varsity team like that is important because it's really a feeder system for the varsity. And you look like you got a couple players right now that are big enough that could play varsity.
Oh, yeah. We've got 2 or 3 linemen that are actually doing a lot of rotating with the varsity. We've got some other guys that, they've got the potential to be able to do some things. We're lucky to still have them down at the fresh Soph level and be able to maximize some of that there. But, it's just a matter of get the athletes out there and let them play some ball.
And what are you looking most for in this season with these kids? Development?
Yeah, just improvement, development. Understanding assignments, understanding, if we're running a run, a play where it's a zone read or if it's a pass play, what is the overall goal of that play, and understand how each individual player fits into that so that they can continue that development and know, okay, if I'm supposed to do this, but the linebacker shifts a different way, here's how I adjust. And just continue to get better each and every week.
All right, Stephen Grace, head fresh Soph coach. I'll guarantee you Jared and I are going to miss you up in the booth this year. We're going to struggle, but we'll get by.
I got to say, Quinny, it was a very hard decision. Coach Peterson says, you ever thought of coaching? It's been in the back of my mind for 25 years since I was playing. But at the same time, I've seen how these coaches, you guys don't see it much, but these assistants are fighting to talk to us every week for that assistant coach minute. So I wanted to be on that end of it. But most importantly, you got Tyler Bailey to talk with you. Yeah. I can't afford those steak sandwiches anymore, so I had to get off the BearCast just so I could make some money anymore. But I'm just kidding. It was a hard decision. I love the BearCast, and I'm looking forward to listening to you guys. But this was an opportunity that I felt I really needed to take advantage of.
Well, and I think the Bears are going to have a great year. So thank you very much, Stephen.